Any of my exes watching, yes, I cheated on all of you.
And you lied to him, huh?
I lied. Man, I lied so much, man, I don't even know what the truth is. I cheated on every woman I was with. When I realized that after my last relationship, when she left me because, you know, she got tired of me cheating, then I realized to myself, I can't be faithful. So I say, if anybody come around, I'm like, listen, I'm done with a relationship, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot be, I'm not sure it's in my blood. You know, my mother told me my dad was an alcoholic and he had a lot of women. I'm not alcoholic, I'm not a drinker, but I mean, I like a lot of women. So my lady came in agreement and I realized that, you know, it's something you could establish in the beginning of a relationship. Every man, that's our biggest problem, infidelity.
Right.
We in an era where we could actually get an agreement made.
But everybody said that. Everybody's like, well, you know, tell me what you want. Give me the opportunity to make a choice.
Yes.
But most of us are afraid of the choice that she will make that won't include us. You weren't afraid of that.
Yeah, because we rich. Broke niggas can't do this.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Let me just keep it real and keep it in a buck. This scenario, I want to say this now. Michael Blackson had to cheat on Rada. Yes. I know you're not going to like it. I know you may not like what I'm about to say. I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to tell you this straight. Listen, Michael Blackson had to cheat on Rada. There was no way around it. He was going to cheat. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, Rada also deserved to get cheated on. Oh! I know it's going to sound rough. I know it's going to sound rough. Maybe deserve is a wrong word, but listen, we're in a season where I'm being raw and telling you guys the honest truth so it doesn't happen to you, okay? Let me just give you a reason as to why these two things I said what I just said in a crazy way. Number one, Michael Blackson has to cheat because he's got low self-esteem and low self-worth. And he warned you before he started. Not by having extra women, but the fact that those extracurricular women are based upon him wanting to have sex. Whenever somebody wants to tell you they want extra women or extra men in their life just to have sex, it tells you all you need to know. They're not having emotional connections. What they're trying to tell you is that they emotionally do not know how to have intimacy with people and that you should not be with those kind of people. First and foremost, okay? So if you want to believe that person when they're telling you they want to have extra women and you've gone from 3 a month to 2 a month to 1 a month, and you think that the reason why they're having sex with different women is because they're rich, that ain't the case. What is the case is emotional intimacy, which is a massive thing, and I'm gonna break that all the way down for you today. Trust me, it's gonna hurt, but we're gonna make it real. Okay. Now on to Rada really quickly. The reason why Rada is with Michael Blackson is because you like pain. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry to tell you, those of you listening to this, if you date people consistently who keep cheating on you, men that treat you like garbage, men that don't treat you with care and value, you are the problem. Yeah, stop blaming other sex. You are the problem. The reason why Rada stuck around with Michael Blackson is not because he was honest. It's because she herself is attached and wanting carnage in her life. She likes the carnage. She likes the chaos. She likes the, as someone said in the chat, circus. She likes it. That's why she was there in the first place. And until you're willing to change that, until you're willing to have some self-worth and self-esteem yourself and choose yourself and stop looking at the other person to validate who you are, you're going to always be caught up in some stupid relationship with a man or a woman. So now we're going to break this relationship all the way down because we got to take it from an attachment perspective. Okay, there's some things in here that Michael Blackson said that's going to be really important to why he had to cheat on her. And it was coming. And also, I want you to hear it so that when someone says something similar to you, you say, thank you very much. I got to go my way. Because the moment you're attracted to this mess is the moment you have to recognize that you're broken and you're not realizing and paying attention in the moment to what's happening to you. Okay. All right, so let's break it all the way down. All right, if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on that wonderful bell button for notification of the uploads. And listen, by all means, hype the video up as well because it helps with the analytics. You know what I'm saying to you? But we're going to keep it all the way real today, okay? Michael Blackson here cheating on her and having a baby 2 months after his wife had two months after his girl had a baby. And he hasn't married her still? Come on now. That man will never marry you. He's been dragging this marriage thing along. He's rich, but don't want to marry. Think about it. He just told us just then he's rich, but still hasn't married you, Rada. Think about that. But you guys had an open relationship because, oh, that's you being honest. You weren't honest, Rada, if I'm really honest with you. Okay, you weren't being honest because what you truly wanted was to tie him down monogamously in some respect. Okay, but we're gonna have a real conversation. All right, let's break this all the way down. I got my notes by my side. I'm gonna really break it down. Look, the real reason why Michael Blackson had to cheat on her is because of power, control, low self-worth, and low self-esteem. What that means is I must control my partner and the emotional connection and intimacy we have according to when I want it to happen. And because of my low self-esteem and self-worth, where I do not believe that people will stay for me, I have to control what happens in the dynamics between me and you. So whilst it may sound like he's being very honest, I'm here, I'm here to have other women. And I want to sleep with women whenever I want to. If you really listen to him, the reason why he kept Rada in his life is because she was a great safety net, because out of all the women, he wanted to have one that anchored him. That is a selfishness, control, and power dynamic that actually a lot of people actually spend time dealing with, and they don't recognize it because they think they're being honest. No, you are being someone who's a control freak, and it's because of your insecurities, and we're going to break it down. So let's get in this video. Let's play this clip, and I'm going to break it little by little so you can see what going for the thing.
My whole life I've never.
Before I do, let me read out what happened. Sorry, you might not know what happened. So let me just read this aspect. Sorry, because I want to bring this to the stage. Okay, so this is a statement that he made because, of course, he ended up cheating on his girl. Even though he had the option to have women in the relationship, he still cheated. Because that's the biggest issue you don't recognize. He had the option to have other women. No, wait, before I get here, before I go there, let me just say this now. He had the option to have another woman every month. Okay, so his girl allowed him to have a woman every month to sleep with, and he still cheated. Why? Because cheating isn't a symptom of having more women or less women, or too many men or not enough man. Cheating is a symptom of low self-worth and low self-esteem and poor boundaries. And the reality is, those of us who have cheated in the past, we may try to brush past it. At that moment, you had low self-esteem and low self-worth. For those of us who stole somebody's girl or somebody's man, low self-esteem, low self-worth. It's a boundary issue. And a lot of us have it, and we don't recognize it until we're doing something stupid like this. Yes. So let's just break this down real quick. Okay, cool. So Michael Blackson says in a statement, he says, good day to all my family and friends and fans. The last few months has blessed me, but in blessing me came a lot of pain. 2 months after Rada gave birth to little Mickey, a female friend I've known for over 5 years also gave birth to my son, King Kweku Blackson. My 2 boys has brought so much joy to my life, but also caused me to lose my fiance, Rada. Mikey was born Tuesday, 17th, 2025, and Kweku was August 6, 2025. My apologies for waiting for so long, but I didn't know how to do it. My older twin boys are now 18. Didn't find out till last night, and my mom didn't even know. I love kids, and I want to thank God for bringing me 2 more healthy boys. My apologies to Rada, and I hope she forgives me for the pain I brought to her. I'm going to be the best loving father in the world. To avoid turning into Nick Cannon or Elon Musk, I'm only dating women that ran out of her period or had a hysterectomy. Swipe and meet Kweku. Okay, all right. And
with over 30 million.
Okay, so let me just say this now. I've been in the same environment where you've had several sexual partners at one go. Okay, I understand. Okay, so I get it, but I also have to break it down as to what the reality is in the real situation here with Michael Blackson. Even his statement here, he's still making a joke. Now, when people are consistently making jokes about their life, I want you to know that they are very uncomfortable with emotional intimacy. They are very uncomfortable with transparency. They're very uncomfortable with being seen for who they really are. If you know anything about Michael Blackson, who's an African-American comedian who has a very strong African background, Ghanaian, when he tells us his kind of history of growing up, there's a little bit of pain there because, of course, he was laughed at for being an African boy, but also because his mother, okay, single mother at that point, dad was an alcoholic and a consistent cheat. And then you have a mum. We don't know what the mum was like properly all the way through, right? I'm sure if I did some research, we'd find out. But that would tell you all you need to know about his upbringing. Now, that would tell you also about how he viewed himself in some respect. Because with a father who's a constant cheat and somebody who's consistently in and out of probably that home and not giving you the consistent care that you need, it did some permanent damage to Michael Blackson's identity and how he saw himself and who he thought he was. We often say comedians have, comedians have very dark, traumatic past. And the reason why is because they use humor as a way of survival. And so their humor is a way of people pleasing to make people laugh and smile because any other energy makes them feel uncomfortable. So instead of actually engaging in real world events and engaging in real time situations where there are going to be very difficult emotions, rather than feeling that, they try to make people laugh. They deflect and reflect and use humor as a way of getting out of deep, emotional, intimate conversations or moments in their life. And that's why they have issues with emotional intimacy with the opposite sex, and why sex becomes predominantly the language that they speak, but don't know how to understand that in having so much sex with people, you're actually not connecting on the deeper level that you're supposed to connect with. It's very shallow. Right? So let's play a little bit of that clip. I'm going to go back to my clip. Okay, and we going.
My ex is watching. Yes, I cheated on all of you.
And you lied to him, huh?
I lied, man. I lied so much, man. I don't even know what the truth is.
Now, I don't think that was even funny what he just said, right? He just said, listen, I cheated so much and I lied so much. I don't even know what lying is. That should tell you the kind of deplorable character that you have. But because we're laughing at it, right, and we're a comedian of it, right, we're brushing past it. No, I want to call it out for what it is. It's deplorable and despicable. But he already knows that, right? He already knows that because, and I think I definitely feel like he has a fearful, avoidant background, and I'm going to address that in a minute or two. But what he just explained here is that his character's in question. He has a lack of self-accountability and has a problem with discipline. That must be so sad that you recognize that you are a slave to sin. You're a slave to sex, right? And many times you don't recognize that until someone points out, you're a slave to this thing. No, I'm not. I'm good. Yeah, but you can't stop whenever you want to stop. I could. No, you can't. You just did it now. You just showed us this. You couldn't stop. You had a girl that you liked and you could have women once a month whenever you wanted. But guess what happened? You didn't like the control. The moment Rada told you can only have one woman or two women or three women a month, now it no longer felt fun to sleep with these women. No, instead, you had to sabotage that relationship, create emotional distance because you needed to have control of the dynamic of your relationship. The more Rada told you what woman, not just one now she told you what woman you could sleep with. Now there's no longer fun in you sleeping with those women because the whole point of you sleeping with those women was about your freedom. Because what you felt like is that you're not free from the trauma that you've not faced and the door that you shut in your life. And if you don't face it, you're going to be back here again. Okay? You're going to be back here again. All right? So you're going to end up ruining relationships simply because of the pain that you've not dealt with.
I cheated on every woman I was with. When I realized that after my last relationship, when she left me because, she got tired of me cheating, then I realized to myself, I can't be faithful. So I say, if anybody come around, I'm like, listen, I'm done with a relationship, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot be, I'm not sure it's in my blood. My mother told me my dad was an alcoholic and he had a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, he just told us a massive piece of information. He just said, first and foremost, he can't be faithful. No. What you're really saying is, right, you don't have discipline and you don't know how to be disciplined. Right? You don't know how to be disciplined. That's your biggest issue. And because you don't know how to be disciplined, you're actually powerless. You think you're powerful, but you're powerless, and you're back where you were as a young child, powerless. You see, a lot of this thing that's happening to him is that as a young kid, things were happening to him. He's now trying to do things to others. Not saying that way, but in the sense of he now wants to feel powerful. And I understand this is a human understanding, right? From a young kid, your father's an alcoholic, which means first and foremost, that household that you're in is never safe. Okay. And now the way he said it, my mom said he's an alcoholic, which means probably that father wasn't even around. So if your mom dealt with an alcoholic father and somebody who was a chronic cheat with different women, what was your mother like? This is not me trying to shade her. I'm asking that question in the sense of that may not have been the safest place to be in, even with your single mother. Because what would have gone through her mind? What would she have encountered? What would she have gone through? You know what I mean? What would she have had to have dealt with in regards to being that mother to you, knowing that she had been through what she'd been through? Had she healed her own wounds? And so what that does is it places a child in a place where you're probably physically not safe. It's probably not an emotionally safe place too. And you use humor as a way to get past some of the difficult moments that you had in your childhood, not just from your mother, but also probably from the bullying that you also encountered as a young individual for your skin tone and you being African, right? And that would have been a massive thing. So where would you have found rest and found a place where you could just be accepted? And so you create a character, the humor, the comedian, you create the character in order to be liked. And when you create the character, they clap for you and you get a sense of validation. But you are so used to playing that character, you've forgotten that that's not you. You are not the character. Hence why even the accent changes when he plays that character as a comedian on the stage, right? So this is massively deep wounds that have not been healed and are exposing themselves.
I'm not alcoholic, I'm not a drinker, but I mean, I like a lot of women. So my lady came in agreement, and I realized that, you know, it's something you could establish in the beginning of a relationship. Every man, that's our biggest problem, infidelity.
Right.
We in an era where we could actually get an agreement made.
But everybody said
our biggest problem actually isn't infidelity. Our biggest problem is discipline. And discipline can affect you not only in infidelity in terms of cheating physically, but emotionally, financially, mentally. You can do this where you're sharing information with people you shouldn't be sharing with, who is not your partner. You can do financial cheating where you are, you know, spending that money on things that you have not consulted your partner on, when you know you guys have made agreements about what you're going to spend it on, you know, before we even get to emotional and physical cheating. So these things are a lack of discipline and a fear of being controlled and trapped as to why we're doing these things, right? So when someone feels like they're being trapped and they're being told what to do, they feel like they're being controlled, they have a method of passive aggressiveness to get out of it, creating emotional distance to make themselves feel better about what they're about to do. So when people start cheating, they start emotionally distancing themselves from their partner so they can feel justified in their cheating that they just did. No, we know who you are. I'm one of those people. I've done it before when I was younger, and I know. So I know. You know what I mean? So I can understand what's going on with that scenario. I play a little bit more.
everybody's like, well, you know, tell me what you want. Give me the opportunity to make a choice.
Yes.
But most of us are afraid of the choice that she will make that won't include us. You weren't afraid of that.
Yeah, because we rich. Broke niggas can't do this.
I want to play this clip here.
When you said, if you think making a baby with me will turn me into Russell Wilson, you better try again, mother sucker.
Well, you know, come on, Russell Wilson is every woman's dream. And maybe instead she ended with a Stephon Diggs instead. Okay. I mean, she knew from the door, well, who Michael Blackson was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she did. Rada did know, and she has to be accountable for that because, again, you told her that you can't keep it in your pants. But he's about to explain something really powerful here, and we'll explain this in more greater depth. This is going to set us up for the second half of this video. He's about to explain about what Rada does, and at least how he sees Rada. And I think it's really important because you're going to pay attention to what role Rada is playing, and why I said that Rada has to be accountable is because she doesn't see her value in herself either. It's why she's with that man. You've heard me say it several times before. Stop thinking that you're better than your ex, because you weren't. You were actually equally pegged as with your ex. It's why you chose them. Okay, all right. Just because you got better now, don't mean you're better than your ex. At the time, you were equally yoked with your ex. Y'all had the same idea, same thoughts. Y'all weren't better than each other. Okay.
You didn't. Yeah, so
who is Michael Blackson when it comes to the ladies?
Well, I mean, and then when I became honest with myself, which was after I broke up with the girl before Rada, it's from the door. You know. And
is it the African in you? Like you need
I don't know what it is.
Wife?
So as you can tell, he can't even say why he feels this way. And the reason why he can't tell you is because he's moving by feelings, and he doesn't even recognize it. He's moving by feelings. He's been emotionally led. His feelings allow him to feel justified in the actions of him cheating or sleeping with many women through the door. Okay, all right. So he right now is a very emotional being, and so what he doesn't recognize is because he has not began to put a rein on his emotions, he does whatever he feels like. If it comes to his head, he gonna do it. If he wants to do it, he gonna do it. And there's a lack of emotional, physical, sexual discipline. Can't put a lid on it. Okay. And so him saying he can't be faithful, him telling us now, I don't even know why, I just feel like I need to, tells us all we need to know.
Huh?
You need to have more than one wife?
I mean, one wife might be, I mean, I'm not, you know, I mean, to have more than one wife is either a religious thing or some type of a chief. There's allowed to have that. I mean, I love to have more than one wife, but it sounds like a lot of problem, you know.
Now, why would it be a lot of problems if you're out here still having a lot of sexual partners whilst having a partner? Oh, because you'd have to manage them emotionally. And that's the biggest issue. You don't know how to manage emotionally. Even the one that you have, you can't manage her emotionally. And you've created leverage in the relationship by having external partners. If you don't know, that's a power dynamic. The moment that you have a partner and you have extra partners outside, and some of you have this. Yeah, some of you have friends and you have men or women that of the opposite, or should I say opposite sex of you, who you know gives you emotional support in a way that's not actually a friend, right? Who tickles your fancy, tickles your ego, tickles your you know, you how you feel about yourself, your little validation box. Yeah, you're never gonna date them, it seems like, but your behavior is not of a friend, but it's like you keep them around because they're orbiting. Right? Some of you have that because you don't know how to be emotionally vulnerable to your partner. So as long as you got somebody else as a backup, you're cool, you're good. Because just in case they mess up, I'm gone. But all of that is again another indication of your failure to be able to be emotionally open and be emotionally able to be emotionally regulated. Number two, and also to be emotionally available.
I'm okay because you don't want to marry nobody. You just want to have them there.
I don't mind having a one great woman that I know has my back, and that she's the one. She's the one that has my back and does everything for me and do things right. But once in a while, you know, I like to do what I do.
Is she okay with?
So as he just said there, right? If you pay attention, he said, "Listen, he needs at least that one woman. Why? Why does he need at least that one woman? Because he needs the emotional safety net in order to feel good about himself, because no matter what happens as a human being, we all need safety. And so when he's got Rada, this is why Rada needs to be accountable, because what he's allowed Rada to do is play a safe role for him. She's emotionally connected to him. She wants him. She likes him more than he likes her. And he knows this. So this becomes an emotional safety net because he can always rely on her to want to be connected to him. The moment she stops trying to connect with him, the moment she starts to try and do her own thing, the moment she says, I'm not really down for this no more, he gonna start fretting. But right now, he don't have to fret because she wants him. Why? Because Rada's value is in her chasing a man. Not just a man, him. Chasing an unavailable emotional man, because that's what makes Rada feel good. She feels like she has to earn the love and earn her keep and earn and earn and earn and earn. And everything's about earning and not recognizing that love is not about earning. Love is about being present. It's about being still. Love is about being here. And so when someone likes you, of course, there are things that you do that people are going to like. But if they like you because of what you do and not because of who you are, you're going to find out you're going to be always performing and always chasing. And that's why people chase. We chase, and I've chased before, so I know what it is. You chase people because you're trying to prove your self-worth through the validation of capturing that person who seemingly could not be caught. I've been there, so I know. Your ego is massive. You're like, if I can just catch them, it proves I'm amazing. It's an ego thing, right? You can't let the ego go. Well, then you're going to find yourself in a scenario, in a situation. Right? This is what's happening.
Now, I remember there was a contract that y'all had in place. Y'all still have a contract? Because remember on that show that we did before, you did Love and Hip Hop, right? The relationship show. There was like in a dog, it was some type of...
It was once a month, but...
Once a month, yes.
Yeah, it was once a month. I mean, I kind of like start doing 2-3 times a month. So
okay.
Do you see that? The moment that Rada gave him in a contract once a month, what did he do? He immediately broke it. The moment Rada gave him once a month, he immediately broke it and said, listen, I started doing 2 or 3. Why? Because he's a cheater. And not and cheat is a nice word. He is a serial boundary breaker because he always feels trapped in relationships and he always feels like he's being controlled if you give him rules. So guess what he's going to do? Whenever there are rules, he'll break them. If there are no rules, he'll dog you out. Either way, you lose. So what do? You leave. You don't cling and you don't try to bargain with that Negro. Don't even. Men and women like this, you cannot win them over. He will never be satisfied because he's not satisfied with himself. He will never be okay because he's never okay with himself. He will never make you feel worthy because he's not worthy within himself. He will never build up your self-esteem because his esteem is in the bin. The way he views himself and the way he looks at himself, he has poor esteem of himself. So guess what's going to happen? That poor esteem is going to make him overstand or understand. Either way, he going to act a fool with you. So she gave him 1 woman extra and he said, no, I got to do 2 or 3. If she says, okay, let's do 3, he going to do 4 or 5. If you say 4 or 5, he going to do 7, 8, 9. Why? Because the real issue is control. The moment Rada tells him that you can only have 1, it is the moment, okay, that he feels like he's being told what to do. And that makes him feel powerless and trapped. And he doesn't want to feel that again. So he's going to naturally rebel. Which is crazy. Okay? Going to naturally rebel. It's in him. Okay? And so he doesn't believe that somebody can love him. That's his problem. He actually doesn't believe he's lovable. He does not believe that he's worthy of actual love. That's why he always has sex with other women. He's not having an intimate relationship with them. He's having sex with them. And that's an indication of not being able to really fully be able to be emotionally available and present. Okay? All right? So for him, right? For him, he is always trying to prove that he's enough. He's always trying to prove that he's worthy. And he doesn't feel good enough within. Doesn't feel good enough for love. You know? And so when he starts to feel that way, he starts to self-sabotage. Absolutely. Doesn't feel like he can give that back. Absolutely, I'll say. So a moment, and you know what? The moment she had a kid, and of course, if it's within 2, I want you to deep it, you know, he had a child within 2 months of her being having a child, which means he was doing this a very long time ago. Why? Because as soon as she was going to put some controls on that, what they can and can't do, he said, I'm going to show you what emotional detachment looks like. He was tired of the relationship. That was the truth. He was tired of the relationship. He was tired of her, doing what she wanted to do. He was tired of her having the ability to control him in some respect when it comes to his emotions and what she wanted. And so he didn't want her to want anything more from him. So guess what he has to do? Emotionally distance from her. And the only way to do that is to create something that causes there to be a separation between you and another party. Having a baby with someone else is a great way to maintain control, because even the other person who has a baby, it can only come as far. But with Rada, okay, again, she gonna be on her toes and her back against the wall, because now she has had a child, but so is the other woman. He just humbled her, and she doesn't she won't realize that. It's painful. Very, very painful. But look, this is part 1. I'll probably do a part 2. I break it down a little bit more because there's a lot to break down. I will have to go into the fearful avoidant perspective to kind of really bring you into alignment to show you what's going on. But this is a diabolical work for Michael Blackson. And knowing that, this is Rada, who he really loved and cared about. She's not safe either, because at the end of the day, he's loyal to his feelings. And that's what's caused this issue as well. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, so loaded. We'll see you again very soon. Much love.